What is up, guys? North Digital Assets coming at you with another video. In this video, we are going to cover rotating profits. I'm going to show some real-world examples that are going on right now. I've talked about rotating profits before in previous videos, but the fact that the market's been so flat and there's not been a lot of coins running up or going on any nice runs to actually rotate any profits if you're doing sort of a holding strategy and you're not trading constantly all the time, which has its risks. So I'm going to cover that in this video today and just show you a real world example that I am working on personally. So if you are a fan of cryptocurrency and you are a fan of Casper, Curve, ADA, XRP, HBAR, VeChain, API3, or CKB, we'll be covering the charts, we'll be covering rotating profits, we'll be covering exit strategies later in the bull run, which I still think is coming. Watch my Bitcoin video if you want some explanations on that. We are in a macro bullish bull market still, in my opinion. That has not changed. Nothing's really changed. So if you are a fan of those, click subscribe down here in the bottom right hand corner. See my logo, click it, click my logo, click subscribe, click subscribe below like normal. Smash up the like button. Let's dive into this API3 chart and I'll give you a real world example of rotating profits. So how was I able to rotate profits? Well, first of all, I've been holding about 25 different cryptos this entire time through 2021. I was holding, about 25 different cryptos. I'm not saying go out and buy 50 or 60 different cryptos either, but I'm also saying if you only have about 3 or 4 or 5 cryptos, the odds of you having a coin that goes on a major run before the other coins, your chances are a lot lower if you only have, a few different coins. So I had about 25 different coins. So API3, I got in here around this little shelf here. This is around July. I got in around $2.50, okay? So $2.50 from here in July up here where we just were at just the other day, February 20th, here we get on API3. While the rest of the market's flat, the rest of the market's not doing much, we had on the daily chart here, the green line come over the red line, which is a buy signal, and we had this vertical price movement here, while most coins are doing nothing. But I have a good amount of API3, and I had it staked. So buying at $2.50, runs all the way up to around $10. And that's a 4x right there if you sold in that area. I believe we are still going to find a little support here and head back to $10 here soon, okay? But even if you are not selling the top, if you're just selling in this range, you're at least going to get a 3x. So this is just an example. API3 can also still go on a massive run that is much higher and much larger than this, sort of like Chainlink and Quant like I showed. But just for example, you put $3,000 in down here, you have about $9,000 in here, you take that $9,000, you take profits if you want to, or you could take them around $10 and have even more money if we get a little bit more movement and Bitcoin gets moving here soon. You take those profits up here and you take that money, a 3x or a 4x, and you put it into something like CKB, okay? Why? Because CKB hasn't done anything. CKB is doing the exact opposite of API3, going down here. We had this sell signal here. We had the green come over the red. Didn't know if it was going to be a fake out or not. Didn't know what Bitcoin was going to do. Sometimes the green and the red ride together and then you get some movement back up. Didn't happen. Lost some support. Came down to a very important level where it's at right now. I believe that CKB is a buy at this level, and it's a buy if it goes any lower. That's what dollar cost averaging is. But if I drop a line in here, you can see we have support. It's around this price here, 1.13, 1.17 cents in that area, okay? But look, support, some support here, resistance through here, support here. Very important level besides this V-shaped recovery here. So not only that, if we go to the weekly really quick, if we look at the Stock Rsi here, it is bottoming out, okay? Which is always a good time to get into a coin. The weekly Stock Rsi, look at this. It's at like 0 here. Let's open this and take a look. Where is it really? Yeah, it's at 0 and the blue line's starting to turn over the pink. It can still kind of roll up here and do a little double tap here. This double tap is an even better area to buy. But at any rate, after it's been down around 0 for a while on the weekly Stock Rsi, Eventually, this is going to go back to the upside. It happens every time. Every time you spend a good amount of time on the weekly at the bottom of the Stock Rsi, you're going to be heading back up. You could also rotate profits into something like Cardano, because take a look at this real quick. Let's go to Cardano and then we'll go back. Look at the amount of time here. Look at this. Weekly chart, Stock Rsi, been down around zero since here over to here. How long's that been? 119 days in the floor on the weekly Stock RSI. What happens next? What always happens next? Look, boom, look, boom, boom. What does it do after it spends a lot of time down there? And also, look, we have one little tap and then another tap, which is like a W here, okay? Buying this second bottom on the Stock RSI, it might not feel like an opportunity, but it is a great buying opportunity. We do have this here. So it depends what Bitcoin does in the rest of the market. We have a bearish cross on the weekly, the green line coming over the red. Are these going to ride together and it's a fake out and we're going to go up? Because I believe we're due. The corrections are about over in the crypto market as a whole. So we don't want to get this to keep coming down and cross and then get stuck under it, obviously, and keep rolling. I don't believe that's going to happen. I am still bullish on Bitcoin and on 2022. And typically on these Stock RSIs, the double tap here is a very good entry point. So for example, you take your $8,000, $9,000, whatever from API3. You take your 3X, for example, out of API3. You put it into Cardano or CKB at a good entry point like this on the weekly Stock RSI. When you get movement back up, if you get a 3X out of Cardano, which wouldn't even be $3, you're getting a 9X total, okay? It's not a 6X, it is a 9X. So if you started with $2,000 in API3, you end up turning it into $18,000. Basically, my point is the fact that you have a diversified portfolio around 25 different coins. If you can get a 5X in API3 or a different coin, you can pull those profits and put it into Cardano and get a 4 or 5X. Cardano could also still run to $7 to $10. My targets haven't changed. So you could get possibly a 4X and then a 10X. That's a 40X, okay? On $2,000 to 40X, that would be 80 grand, okay? If you do a $2,000 into API3, get a 5X, that's $10,000 in API3, put it into this coin here, and then get another 5X, that's a 25X. A 25X on 2,000, that would be $50,000. Anyways, it is just a concept for you guys to think about how this works. And my example is the fact that API3 is a coin that has sort of been a front runner over the last month in February, while everything else, let's go to a different chart, while everything else was flat, I am up pretty substantially on my API3 investment, okay? And what is it doing? It could definitely go higher and higher and higher. I have targets of $34, so I could actually stay in this coin longer, ladder profits out as it goes up, ladder profits out, and rotate them into coins that are down here at the bottom. So that is my point. We're getting a bullish cross on the weekly, which is somewhat rare. If this actually continues and we get this to keep going, this is an awesome buy signal. When the green 20 EMA comes over the red 55 EMA on the weekly time frame, that is usually buy and hold for months ahead. So we'll wait and see how that turns out on the daily here. Obviously, we went a little bit vertical here, not too vertical, came down, finding support on the 20 EMA, got a little bit of green here on the day-to-day, so we'll see if it bounces and keeps going, or it has to come to the 55, $5.83 on the red. But at any rate, I believe it'll get some momentum, one more little pump at least, to $10 back in that area where we were just at here. You see these wicks, usually those are turned into bodies. Anyways, I could pull some profits here and rotate them into CKB, Cardano, VeChain, HBAR. My point is you rotate into the bottom of other coins and then you multiply them. Also, if API3 goes on a big run, it would be even more of an opportunity, okay? The daily here is about to bottom out. The daily is after over the coming days, it's going to bottom out, and the weekly is still bullish enough. We are at this blue line here. We are at around 88, 89, 90 on the Stock Rsi on the weekly, that could hit 100 and kind of stay up there for a second, so that could be a good time to take some profits too. But anyways, guys, hopefully this made sense for you. This is just an example, and there's going to be many more examples moving forward for rotating profits later in this bull run. When coins run off while other coins are sitting still, you take the profits from the coins that had a major run, you rotate that money into the bottom of a coin that hasn't had a run yet or is down and flat, okay? So it's kind of counterintuitive. So anyways, that's going to be it for this video, guys, and we will see you in the next video. Smash up the like button, hit subscribe. We're going to have more videos like this later in the bull run. Don't you worry. Anyways, see you in the next video. See ya.